What do you do when the people supposed to represent you are actually working against you? That's exactly what's happening to Caitlin Clark right now. The WNBA Players Association just got caught red-handed sabotaging their own league on live television, effectively holding the 2026 season hostage. Meanwhile, Clark just made her analyst debut on NBC, calmly expressing confidence that a deal will get done. She's becoming the leader this league desperately needs. While the old guard continues their destructive tantrum, should Clark replace these jealous veterans in the negotiating table? Let me know down in the comments below. A slap in the face. You say our offers aren't good enough. You claim we didn't come to the table with anything of substance. You said the WNBA owners are playing chess while the players are playing checkers. It turns out that Neka Gum is a liar. There was a WNBA proposal at that meeting. And this is what it is. The Players Association spent weeks telling everyone there was no real offer on the table. They painted themselves as victims fighting against greedy owners who wouldn't even negotiate. Fans rallied behind them, believing these veterans were standing up for fair treatment across the league. The sympathy campaign worked perfectly until the owners decided to reveal exactly what they'd been offering all along. Some of the rhetoric I've heard from their side has been a little bit troublesome. You know, like when a deal is presented, that's over $1 million a max salary and in revenue share. It's called a slap in the face. Like, use different words. And I'm worried that the players might be getting to a point where they might be losing some of the support from the public. The players, Justin, need to be a little bit more careful with how they're articulating things, because if you're working whatever job, a max salary of $2 million, average salary of $500,000, if you don't think it's fair, that's fine. But don't call it a slap in the face. The actual proposal was generous beyond what most people expected. Maximum salaries would start at over $1. $3 million in 2026, with potential growth reaching more than $2 million by the end of the deal. Average salaries would jump to over $530,000 in the first year alone. Even minimum salaries would skyrocket from $67,000 to approximately $250,000. The owners offered 70% of net revenue to players along with team charter travel for all games and more guaranteed contracts. So in 2031, the max salary could be up to $4 million. If that's not growth of the league, then I must be a ding-dong. No, that is great. Going from little bitty quarter of $1 million max to $2 per million within 5 years is great. Okay, then the average salary will be $1 million. That's pretty damn good. That's just the base salary. Okay, that's not the incentives, whatever. But here's where the Players Association's credibility completely collapsed. After claiming there was nothing to negotiate, the actual numbers showed a deal that would transform player compensation across the board. The association had been lying to fans about having no offer while sitting on proposals that would make their members millionaires. That deception alone should have ended their public relations campaign, but the worst was yet to come. Kelsey Plum and Nafisa Collier, two of the association's key figures, didn't even show up to crucial face-to-face meetings with ownership. These are the same people demanding to be heard, claiming the league wasn't listening to their concerns. When the most important conversations were happening, they were literally nowhere to be found. The owners were trying to negotiate in good faith, while association leadership was missing in action during the moments that mattered most. Almost there. 2 gates to go. This is what digging deep looks like. On the TV. We're going to the meeting. You don't understand. The optics couldn't have been worse for the Players Association. You can't complain about not being taken seriously while simultaneously skipping the meetings where actual progress gets made. Fans started connecting the dots between the association's angry social media posts and their actual commitment to getting a deal done. The inflammatory rhetoric online didn't match their willingness to show up when real work needed to happen. Social media became their preferred battlefield instead of the negotiation room. The association posted about unfair treatment while refusing to engage with offers that would dramatically improve player compensation. They brought inflatable rats to protests but couldn't bring their own leaders to meetings. The contrast was impossible to ignore for fans who wanted to see progress, not publicity stunts. But honestly, it's the old guard that's holding the league back. They want to get their big paycheck one more time before they get out. That's all it is. Because within 5 years, half them players will be gone. Agam K is old. She's 35. 5 years later, she'll be 40. She'll probably won't be in the league by that time. That's why she probably pushing to get the biggest bag she can get, cause she knows deep in her heart she ain't going to get it. I'm telling you, it's all self-serving. White. The live negotiations revealed the truth about what the Players Association really wanted. They were more interested in creating public drama than securing the best possible deal for their members. Lying about offers while key leaders skipped crucial meetings showed this wasn't serious negotiating. This was sabotage disguised as advocacy, with veteran players willing to risk the entire 2026 season for their own agenda. The association's credibility was completely destroyed by their own actions broadcast for everyone to see. The Players Association's ethical problems run much deeper than bad negotiating tactics. Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier are supposed to be fighting for the WNBA's future during these collective bargaining talks. They're positioned as advocates for all players, demanding better compensation and working conditions from league ownership. But there's something they don't want fans to know about their real motivations. Sophie Cunningham said in a podcast previously, she sees the conflict of interest between Afisa Keir or Breanna Stewart and the WNBA. She sees the conflict of interest. So what are you doing to circumvent that conflict and actually get some of the real facts, some of the real truths that could be taking place? Both Stewart and Collier are owners in Unrivaled, a brand new basketball league that directly competes with the WNBA for players, media attention, and sponsorship dollars. They're sitting at the negotiation table making demands from WBA owners while simultaneously running their own competing basketball business. The contradiction is staggering when you really think about what's happening here. Every dollar that flows to WNBA players through a successful collective bargaining agreement represents money that won't be available for their own league ventures. Every packed arena during WNBA season means fewer eyeballs on their competing product. Every successful WNBA marketing campaign makes their rival league less attractive to potential investors and sponsors. Their financial interests are completely opposed to the success they're supposed to be negotiating for. Sophia Collier during the Owls game, I believe she's still on the Lunar Owls, she talked to the broadcast about Unrivaled and gloated about what we're doing over here at Unrivaled. Oh yeah, sustainability. Oh really? Now? Okay, we have a roasting session on our hands, folks. And I didn't do the roasting, but Nisa Collier, she's getting dragged through the mud with what she said yesterday. She's getting crushed online. Stewart and Collier are asking WNBA fans to trust their leadership while they have clear financial incentives to see these negotiations fail. A weaker WNBA benefits their own business investments directly. A canceled or shortened season drives talented players toward alternative leagues like the one they own. The conflict couldn't be more obvious or more damaging to their credibility as player representatives. This goes beyond typical conflicts of interest. They're fundamentally betraying the players they claim to represent, especially rising stars like Caitlin Clark, who have everything to gain from a successful WNBA future. Clark brought unprecedented attention and revenue to the league. But the association leaders negotiating her contract have competing financial priorities. They're literally profiting from league instability while pretending to fight for player interests. It's like, dude, nobody in here even cares. No, nobody even in here cares. And I wouldn't be surprised if those people that came in just got handed free tickets. Wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. We got to make this look good. As if you walk through the door. Here's your free ticket. Here's your free ticket. If you come into the state of Florida, everybody traveling to the state of Florida is getting a free Unrivaled ticket, and they couldn't even fill up the building. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. Fans are connecting these dots and asking the questions that matter. Are Stewart and Collier really fighting for all WNBA players? Or are they protecting their own business investments at everyone else's expense? Their destructive negotiation tactics make perfect sense when you understand they benefit financially from WNBA struggles. A league in turmoil drives talent toward their competing venture. The association has banned any communication between players and team ownership outside of official channels. They've escalated tensions instead of building productive relationships. They've created public relations disasters instead of showcasing professional negotiation skills. All of these tactics serve their competing business interests perfectly while harming the players they're supposed to represent. When your union leaders are also your business competitors, you're not getting genuine representation. You're getting sabotage disguised as advocacy. Let's be for real here, right? Unrivaled is so sustainable that they can't even attract the best players. But they couldn't even retain the other players. They couldn't attract Asia. They couldn't attract Caitlyn Season 1. And they can't retain Angel. And they can't retain Sabrina Season 2. But it's sustainable. We're losing stars. We're losing star. But it's oh no. Oh no. Sustain. They play all their games out of the same location. They train in the same location. Overhead is clearly much smaller. Is she being serious? The WNBA Players Association leadership has revealed their true priorities. And those priorities don't align with the success of the league or the players who depend on it for their careers. Clark's rookie and sophomore seasons brought more attention to the WNBA than the league had seen in decades. Arenas that used to have empty seats suddenly sold out when Indiana came to town. Television ratings hit record highs whenever she stepped on the court. Merchandise sales exploded. Ticket prices increased across the entire league because demand finally existed. She single-handedly transformed the WNBA from a niche sport into mainstream entertainment that casual fans actually wanted to watch. Forget Tiger, forget Jordan. When it comes to boosting TV viewership, Caitlin Clark is the GOAT. When Tiger Woods won his first Masters, audiences jumped 63% from the year before. When Michael Jordan returned to basketball, viewership jumped 200% from a week before. When Caitlin Clark played in her second NCAA final, viewership nearly quadrupled from 2 years before. As Clark is also elevating her sport as a whole. The NBA and pro golf were already popular when Jordan and Tiger came along. But Caitlin Clark has reset the expectation for what women's basketball can draw. The Veteran Players Association responded to this incredible growth by complaining about it constantly. They criticized the new fans who came specifically to see Clark play. They acted like these fresh faces in the stands were somehow bad for a league that desperately needed every viewer it could get. Instead of welcoming the attention and capitalizing on the momentum, they spent their energy being bitter about sharing the spotlight with someone who actually earned it through performance. Veteran players treated Clark's success like it was taking something away from them personally. They couldn't understand that her popularity was lifting the entire sport to new levels of visibility and revenue. More fans meant more money for everyone. Higher television ratings meant better broadcast deals. Sold-out arenas meant increased sponsorship opportunities. Clark was building something that benefited every player in the league. But the veterans acted like she was their enemy. God gave you a person, and now you rejecting it. On your feet. Y'all should be like Caesar. I appreciate you, Caitlin. Thank you. I can eat a little bit better. She got paid this. She get a signature shoe. Hey, I'm a 2-time MVP. I'm AA champion. The fact that there's this much animosity about the person that's feeding you. And I'm going to say it just like she's feeding y'all as stores that y'all didn't do. So, to be honest, shut 'cause y'all did y'all couldn't do it. Just accept it and benefit. Be happy. Clark handled every bit of negativity with complete professionalism throughout both seasons. She focused on basketball while others created drama. She gave respectful interviews while veterans posted inflammatory social media content. She worked on improving her game while association leaders planned publicity stunts and protests. The contrast between her maturity and their pettiness became impossible to ignore. The Players Association made the league look unprofessional during the exact period when it needed to appear credible and stable. Their inflammatory tactics included social media feuds that turned fans away from the sport. They organized protests with inflatable rats that made the WNBA appear petty and unstable. They created unnecessary controversy around the person who was actually bringing positive attention to their sport. When she announced she was going pro, I immediately ran over to Lynn Dunn and said, "We have Elvis." She's like, "What?" I said, "There's been a lot of singers in music. There's only one Elvis. This is Elvis." And I knew I've been in sports for 40 years. I knew this was something special. There's moving the needle. She's the needle. And I say it, there's been no one like her in all of team sports. Fans watched this destructive behavior for 2 complete seasons. They saw veterans attacking the player who packed their arenas and brought their sport to national television. They witnessed association leadership creating problems instead of solutions during the most promising period in league history. The resentment and jealousy became so obvious that even casual observers could see what was really happening. The veterans wasted 2 years that could have been spent building on Clark's incredible momentum. They chose to tear down their own league's biggest asset instead of working with her popularity to benefit everyone involved. They turned potential growth into unnecessary conflict because they couldn't handle the reality that someone else was succeeding at a level they never reached. Their jealousy of Clark's achievements is now threatening to completely destroy the 2026 season. The same veterans who spent 2 years trying to minimize her impact are now willing to cancel the season that could have been the biggest in league history forward into the future. What would you like to see happen as you come to a negotiation? Well, honestly, I don't think it's just a big moment for the WNBA. I think all of women's sports. I think this is one of the biggest moments we've ever had. So, I feel very confident that we're going to get something done. And that's because we're in this moment because of the product we put on the floor. So, we need to be able to continue to do that. And I know everybody's working really hard. There's meeting tomorrow. That's super important. And I truly do believe we're going to get something done here in the next couple weeks. But like you said, there's a lot of boxes that we still need to check. We've added two new teams. There's going to be more players than ever. And then we have to get into free agency, then have a normal draft as well. So, there's a lot of things left to do. But I really do feel confident that both sides are going to reach a deal here. So yeah. Fans are seriously starting to wonder if Clark should be running these negotiations instead of the current Players Association leadership. While veteran leaders skip crucial meetings and post angry content online, Clark has shown the exact kind of professionalism this league needs during its most important moment. She understands how to handle pressure without creating unnecessary drama or burning bridges with the people who actually write the checks. The player who single-handedly transformed WNBA attendance and television ratings somehow has zero voice in conversations about distributing the revenue she helped create. Clark brought millions of new viewers to the sport. She packed arenas that had been half empty for years. She turned regular season games into must-watch television events that casual fans actually cared about. Yet, she's sitting on the sidelines while others make decisions about her professional future and the future of the sport she elevated. Congrats for April 13th. But the growth of the league has been so much. Can you just help us to understand the transition this league is going on right now? It's incredible. Well, I remember my first WNBA game when I was a young girl. I went to the Minnesota Lynx when they had their dynasty with Maya Moore and they were playing the Seattle Storm. And now basically any arena you go to, it's sold out. We're adding 2 teams. We're up to 14 now, and then hopefully getting to 18 in the next couple years. So, business is booming, and that's a really good thing. And we kind of keep meeting the moment. The talent's getting better and better. You see it at the college level coming into the professional game, too. So, I feel very fortunate and hopefully have a long career ahead of me as well. Well, her recent NBC analyst debut proved she grasps the business side of basketball better than the people supposedly representing her interests. Clark spoke confidently about getting a deal done while remaining respectful toward all parties involved. She demonstrated the kind of mature leadership that builds productive relationships instead of destroying them. Meanwhile, association leaders were posting inflammatory social media content and organizing publicity stunts. Fans are asking the obvious question that nobody wants to address directly. Why isn't someone who actually respects the league and understands its growth potential representing players who want to build something sustainable? Clark has proven she can handle media pressure, business discussions, and professional relationships without creating chaos or controversy. They've banned communication between players and team ownership. They've escalated tensions instead of building productive working relationships. They've created public relations disasters during the exact moment when the league needed to appear professional and stable. Clark's approach during her NBC appearance stood in complete contrast to everything the Players Association has done recently. She was calm when they've been chaotic. She was professional when they've been inflammatory. She was optimistic when they've been destructive. She talked about solutions when they focused on creating problems. The difference in leadership styles couldn't be more obvious to fans who actually care about the sport's future. Appreciate you just joining us on Basketball Night America. Appreciate it. Yeah, you get to enjoy this. I mean, what's better? Sunday night. You can put your she's not going to put the mic down forever. March 29th. She's back with us in OKC. But now she gets to go and enjoy the Knicks games, and we're happy for her. Clark can't officially lead these negotiations, but her example shows what real leadership looks like compared to the association's current approach. She's proving that the new generation of players understands how to grow the sport instead of tearing it down from the inside. While veterans create drama and controversy, Clark demonstrates the maturity and business sense that could actually secure a deal that benefits everyone involved. She's becoming the leader this league desperately needs while the old guard continues sabotaging their own success. Clark stepped into that NBC analyst booth and showed everyone what actual leadership looks like. She calmly stated she feels very confident a deal will get done in the next couple weeks. No drama, no inflammatory posts, no skip meetings, just professional confidence that solutions exist when people actually want to find them. The 2026 season should celebrate everything Clark and the new generation built for this league. Record attendance, massive television ratings, mainstream popularity that took decades to achieve. Instead, jealous veterans are holding it hostage because they can't handle sharing the spotlight with someone who earned it. Fans want basketball, not bitter tantrums from players who resent their sport's success. Should Clark replace these jealous veterans in the negotiating table? Let me know down in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out.